Donald John Trump, a name synonymous with wealth, fame, and influence, has become one of the most well-known figures in modern history. His journey from a wealthy real estate developer in New York City to a globally recognized television personality and then President of the United States has been nothing short of remarkable. Let's dive into the story of how Donald Trump built his empire, gained fame, and eventually made his way to the White House. Twice. Early life and family background. Donald Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City, to Fred and Mary Trump. Fred Trump, Donald's father, was a prominent real estate developer who had built a successful business in the New York City boroughs. Growing up, Donald had a taste for competition and an ambition that was evident even in his youth. As he reached adulthood, Donald joined his father's company and set his sights on expanding it, building the Trump real estate empire. In the early 1970s, Donald Trump joined the family business, then called Elizabeth Trump and Son. His ambition was clear. He didn't want to be a developer in Queens and Brooklyn. He wanted to take on Manhattan, the heart of New York City. This dream became reality when he convinced bankers to lend him $70 million to transform the old Commodore Hotel near Grand Central Station into the now iconic Grand Hyatt, New York. This ambitious project in 1980 marked Donald Trump's arrival on the Manhattan real estate scene and would set the tone for his aggressive business style. The Trump Organization grew rapidly under Donald's leadership, expanding into various high-profile properties such as Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue and various hotels and casinos in Atlantic City. Trump's name became a brand, synonymous with luxury, opulence, and power. But as his empire expanded, Donald faced significant challenges, especially in the 1990s when several of his properties went through bankruptcies due to heavy debt. Despite these setbacks, Trump was always able to bounce back, rebuilding his empire and rebranding himself as a symbol of resilience. The rise of celebrity Trump. In the early 2000s, Donald Trump's celebrity status skyrocketed thanks to his role as the host of the reality TV show The Apprentice. Premiering in 2004, the show depicted Trump as a no-nonsense businessman with a famous catchphrase, "You're fired." His television persona made him a household name, not just in America, but worldwide. Trump used his platform to share his personal brand of business acumen, and he became a pop culture icon. His image as a successful businessman, combined with his bold, often controversial personality, earned him legions of fans and critics alike. Over the years, Trump also used his wealth and celebrity status to endorse or criticize various political candidates, hinting several times at running for office. He contributed to both major political parties and became known for his outspoken views on issues like trade and foreign policy. His celebrity status and media presence had laid a foundation for what was to come, a historic and unconventional entry into American politics. The 2016 presidential campaign and first term as president. In June 2015, Donald Trump officially announced his candidacy for President of the United States. His campaign was unconventional, unapologetically direct, and focused on issues like immigration, trade, and a promise to make America great again. His slogan resonated deeply with many Americans who felt left behind by the political establishment. His campaign style set him apart from other candidates, and he quickly gained momentum, drawing huge crowds and dominating media coverage. Trump's rhetoric was often polarizing, but his campaign spoke to a significant segment of the population that felt overlooked. Despite being dismissed by many pundits as unlikely to succeed, Trump defied the odds, winning the Republican nomination and, ultimately, the 2016 election in a shocking victory over former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. On January 20th, 2017, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States. Highlights of Trump's first term. During his first term, Trump's administration pursued a range of policies that garnered both praise and criticism. His economic policies, including tax cuts and deregulation, led to substantial economic growth, with unemployment rates reaching record lows, particularly among African American and Hispanic populations. He focused on revamping trade policies, renegotiating NAFTA into the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, and taking a tough stance on China, imposing tariffs to address trade imbalances. One of his most significant accomplishments was his focus on reshaping the federal judiciary. Over his 4 years in office, Trump appointed 3 Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, tilting the court toward a more conservative stance that could influence U.S. law for decades. His administration also made strides in criminal justice reform with the passage of the First Step Act, which aimed to reduce prison sentences for nonviolent offenders. Trump's presidency, however, was marked by a highly polarized political climate. His policies on immigration, particularly the effort to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border, as well as his handling of international alliances and his response to the COVID-19 pandemic, sparked significant debate and controversy. In 2020, Trump sought re-election but ultimately lost to former Vice President Joe Biden amid a contentious election process that included unproven claims of widespread election fraud. Trump's influence after 2020 and his 2024 campaign. Despite leaving office in 2021, Donald Trump remained highly influential within the Republican Party. He continued to hold rallies, endorsed candidates, and often criticized the policies of the Biden administration. By maintaining his connection with his base and staying relevant in the media, Trump's influence in American politics didn't fade. In November 2022, he announced his intention to run for president again in 2024, promising to bring back his vision of America First. During a July 2024 rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, an attempted assassination targeted Donald Trump, hitting him in the ear. Trump, treated for a minor injury, thanked his supporters and law enforcement, framing the attack as a threat to democracy. The incident intensified discussions on political violence, prompting President Biden to call for unity. Following this, Trump's campaign increased security measures as he continued his bid for a return to the White House, pushing his America First message despite ongoing legal and security challenges. Finally, he is now again the president in 2024. Legacy and influence. Donald Trump's life and career are a testament to his resilience and his ability to reinvent himself. From a successful real estate mogul to a media icon and finally the President of the United States, Trump has consistently found ways to remain relevant and influential. His story is a reminder of the power of ambition, persistence, and a deep connection to one's supporters. Whether one agrees with his policies or not, Donald Trump's impact on American politics and culture is undeniable. His rise from a New York businessman to a 2-time presidential candidate who reshaped American politics speaks to the power of a bold, clear vision. His legacy, marked by both successes and controversies, will be studied and debated for generations to come, shaping the story of America in the 21st century.